Hello again, YouTube. This is the truth, man. So I want to go back to the video I just put up, and this is for people who, really for everybody, but mainly for people who want to control other people, who want to go about to set up their own standard of righteousness. The Most High already set up his standard of righteousness. It starts with him declaring a person righteous. And why does he have to declare us righteous? Because a lot of us just ain't gonna cut it. Really, none of us gonna cut it. So he had to kind of change the dynamic, if you will. So for you who ain't gonna believe anyway, and for you who want to set up your own standard of righteousness, this is mainly for you. Let's go back to what we was talking about with the pron and the sexual immorality. Okay, I used the illustration of the Garden of Eden, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. It was in the garden. They saw it. Was it sin when they saw it? No. When did it become sin? It became sin when they did what he told them not to do. See, here's what people miss about the righteousness of God. You're supposed to be free in the Most High. When you come to him, you make your peace with him through the Messiah, through faith, through however, if he shows mercy and he grants you to be saved, to have your name in the book of life, which he knows more than I do and he knows more than you do, what causes him to save a soul. So when he declares a person righteous, they are supposed to be free in him. Now, one of the things that he doesn't like, that annoys him, if you will, is when people set up their own standard of righteousness. Like, there's certain things that if no law, and in fact, most things, if you don't break a law of God, there's no sin. Now, some things are sexual immorality, and they're there to be avoided for that reason. Porn is one of them. Now, back to pron, P-O-R-N. Okay, if you're one of the people involved in the making and producing of it, and it's outside of your marriage, everybody is sin. The producer, the director, the people involved, it's sin for them, because they're committing the actual work. They're breaking commandments. You're not having the Most High. You're having stuff before the Most High. What are you having before him? Money. You're basically going against what he wants for money. So everybody involved in the making, producing, is sin. But like I said, not all who see it are sinning. Now, if they act upon it, if they do something, they break a law after they see something like that, it's a sin. Now, why would you watch it? You shouldn't, because of sin. See, as complicated as it seems, it's real easy. You avoid everything that's immorality. You avoid everything that leads you to sin or is sin. You say, well, how am I going to do that? I'm a sinner. Well, this is where the Most High's spirit and power come in. See, like the Bible says, you are saved by grace through faith. You're saved by grace through faith. Nobody died for Noah. The Bible says that Noah was found grace in the eyes of the Most High. Grace and salvation are hand in hand. So what it was basically saying is that Noah was saved, and that's why the Most High showed him how to build the ark and saved him physically after he saved him spiritually. I just did a video, he that endures to the end shall be saved. See, a lot of you so-called believers, you reject the prophets because you know the prophet's gonna put that truth out there that's gonna make you sometimes seem like a liar. He that endure to the end shall be saved. See, It don't matter as much what you doing and not doing if you're not breaking laws as it do what you believe in your heart and mind. See, those things matter. What you do does matter, but what you believe in your heart and mind and what you have in your heart and mind, whether or not you're dead spiritually, you have the power of the Most High God in you, giving you spiritual life, that's what's going to matter. Because when as you see what's going on in the world, you're going to need to endure to the end. When you faced with death, when you faced with all the adversity, when everybody in this world are one and they're against you because you believe, and they look at you as the problem. If you fall back, like it says, if any man shrinks back, he said, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. That was the writings of men inspired by God. So what is that saying? That's saying that whether you watch pron or not, if you shrink back, if you don't endure to the end, you still ain't gonna be saved. Faith, hope, and love. Greatest of these is love. Greatest commandment of them all. Love the Most High with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul, and all your strength. If you doing that other stuff, it ain't gonna even be a problem for you. It ain't gonna even be a problem for you. And it's all about effort. Your salvation, your righteousness is gonna depend on your effort. See, when you show the effort, the Most High is gonna help you. He gonna cause you to be righteous. He gonna cause you to make the right decisions in life. But he ain't gonna do it for you. He ain't gonna do it for you. He ain't gonna stop you from whipping the wing dinghy out if somebody offer you something. And like I always like to bring it back to the marriage. You got all these Bible-based women beating men over the head when they catch them looking at somebody. Like I said, looking is not sin. You try to go to the New Testament, you got it out of context. You got that out of context. The Most High made it clear long before that was ever even written. Sin is the breaking of the law. Let me watch this person behind me. So all of you people that think, well, I'll just not be religious. I'll just go stay away from the church and I'll just try to just ignore all of this stuff and hopefully God is merciful enough to let me in. You ain't gonna make it. You're gonna be lost. Because that's your version of righteousness. You have to submit to his righteousness. His righteousness is obeying commandments, obeying statutes, not man's version. There's things that people try to label as sin that you can't even find in the Bible. You can't even find it in the Bible. So, I'll give you an example. People try to say that a person who plays the lottery is sinning. False. The only way a person is playing the lottery is sinning is if they're breaking a command by doing so, and you're not. How can you break a commandment? Look at the commandments. How can you break a commandment by getting a lottery ticket? How can you break a commandment by going to the casino? See, that's self-righteousness. That's certain churches, certain religions, certain people, certain faiths who making up their own righteousness. Case in point, a lot of Muslims, a lot of Hebrew Israelites, they'll say that gambling is a sin, but yet they'll freely have sex at will with anybody, anywhere. Self-righteousness. See? These are the problems that people face. This is why the Bible says you shall know the truth and the truth will make you free. The truth makes a person free. See, if you feeling bound in your mind or heart about something, you know you haven't experienced the truth. You know you don't have the truth. The truth with pron is it is to be avoided, even though the sight of it itself is not sin. It's to be avoided because it can lead to acts and deeds that are sin. That's why you reject it. That's why you reject it. Just like drinking, for instance, right? If a person chooses to avoid drinking altogether, I can respect that. But a person who condemns a man for having a drink, that is self-righteousness. It's self-righteousness. Because you can't find a law that says a man can't drink. Now, if you can find a law that says a person can't drink at all, or you can put it line upon line with a statute that says a person can't drink at all, then you got something. But you can't do that. You're going by little Christian preachers who they're greedy for money, but they don't drink. They're greedy for money, but they don't do this. They don't do that. They got their own righteousness set up. And that's what took Adam and Eve down. They knew what he said, but they had their own righteousness. They were listening to the serpent. Oh, you shall not surely die. For God does know when you eat the forbidden fruit, your eyes will be open. Just lies. The serpent twisted the word. See, the serpent took what was said and turned it into something that it wasn't the true meaning of it, which is what a lot of people do. That's why people are saying they saved, but they're not free. They bound to everything. They're bound to everything. Bound to everything. Well, I can't leave her, man. The Bible says you can't get divorced. Where? Because the Bible that I know and that I read, it shows what divorce is altogether. See, you taking that comment that the Messiah made out of context. He said that divorce was permitted for the hardness of their heart. And he's right. They didn't want to, they was like, soon as their wives was acting up, they just get them out of here. That's what they was doing. Indecency was a lot of different things. You could divorce your wife for indecency. Even if she didn't submit, that was indecency. But now everything's modernized. Now we got modernization, feminism, and self-righteousness all over the place, all over. All over. You got women running the church. You got men that thinking they serving God by getting punked by their wives. The wife is running everything, giving them a look. If that woman look at that man back then and be like, who are you looking at like that? You better go on with that. I'll get you up out of here. I got 6 other wives. But now, you go to a Christian church, men getting emasculated, their testicles practically in their stomach, getting punked by their women. Scared to defy their women. I better not look at her. Woman come past with a dress on. His wife know that he like it round and thick. Is it his fault she walked past? Even if he take a glance, she gonna be trying to condemn him to hell. Stop letting these women condemn you to hell. It's between your relationship, it's between you and the Most High. Her relationship is between her and the Most High, and if she's married to you, she's supposed to submit to you, but her spiritual relationship is not your problem. It's not your issue. So stop thinking that you have this job that's between her and God. Her job between you and her in the marriage is to submit to you. It's your division. It's your vision. It's your empire. And she could either help or she could go somewhere else, be a hoe, or do whatever else she gonna do. You guys, you let women call you ugly. A couple women called you ugly in your life. Now you ain't got no confidence. These are women. They're put here to help. If they're not helping you, why are you bowing down as if you're weaker than them? And this is why a lot of guys just need their own business. If you're a masculine guy, if you're a guy that understands these truths, don't go to these little modern day jobs. You better figure out a way to make it without these jobs. You better work for yourself. I got tired of going back and forth, arguing and fighting. People talking about who, even if it could be something like, yeah, I know this person, I know that person. Oh, yeah, you don't know him. It was just every little thing was a fight. Because a lot of women supervisors, if you offend them anywhere, they're going to hold it over your head just like that. Practically all of them. Maybe not every single one. I had a few good ones, but most of them, over your head. Don't you dare argue with them. Don't you dare go against them. You're going to make your life a living hell. Or they're going to try to. And if they can't, they're going to try to get you out of there. But I just wanted to follow up that video with a little more details. Sin is the breaking of the law. Everything this immorality is not sin until it's done. In some situations, for some people, it is. You have to study these things. You have to do your own research. But don't think God is petty. If God knows how to judge. He knows how to judge. He knows what he gave you, what desires he gave you. He's not going to penalize you for liking something or somebody. And that's all I'm going to say on that. I might do one more video later. I'm out here working. If you're wondering why I'm looking a little scraggly, that's why. Thanks for watching. It's the truth, man.